Good morning, good morning. Ain't it great to stay up late? Good morning to you. Okay, so excited to be with you guys this week. You may notice that I have makeup on, and a fair amount of it. And I did that intentionally to have something tangible for us to think about when thinking about change. Because this week's video is all about embracing it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Change is like one of the few constants that we have in life, right? And we can choose to resist it. We can choose to embrace it. There's a lot of different ways that we can relate to the ever variable life that we experience. The reason that change happens is because of so many things. One, we're alive. And when living things are interacting with other living things, there's interaction, and that creates change. Even if you're not alive, like if we look at inanimate objects like a rock, a tree, a tree is alive. I'm looking at trees outside, so it came into my mind. Forgive me. We won't edit this out because that's not how we roll here. A rock. You might think, oh, well, it doesn't change. Well, it can be eroded by the impact of water, wind, other natural materials. Things change. We don't exist in a vacuum. We don't exist on an island because there are other things that we interact with. Change happens. And sometimes these changes are ones within our control. Sometimes they're without our control. Sometimes they're things we're excited about. Sometimes they're things we are not excited about. But we do have the ability to, like I said at the beginning, either embrace it or not. And that's a choice. So let's think a little bit here. So I'm gonna use my face as an example. I studied theater when I originally went to college. I took a makeup class, like a whole semester's worth of makeup. I had to learn different techniques, different ways to do certain things depending on the circumstance. So if you're doing stage makeup versus makeup for TV, and I was already very interested in makeup because I got introduced to MAC Cosmetics. I think I went when I was 19, so almost 20 years ago. What a weird thing to say. Anyway. So I already enjoyed the creative outlet of makeup. And this is, I'm a huge fan of creativity. It's definitely one of our birthrights. So let's go back. So I took this course, and I had to learn how to turn my face into celebrity. I had to learn how to turn my face into an animal. So I had lots of different projects, and I appreciated the art form. And it allows us to empower ourselves with the ability to create. Now, I probably haven't put this much makeup on my face in at least a year, for sure. I did every step that I used to do, and it felt so foreign to me. It felt like, oh, some of my technique has changed. Some of my desire for what I was doing is no longer there. And I want to talk about the first part of what I just said. When we don't practice something that we want to have a skill at, our technique, our abilities are going to evolve, are going to change. So if we want things to get better, we have to continue working at it. If we are okay with a skill, a technique, whatever, devolving, we just merely have to choose again to stop. And that change will happen in one direction or another again. So I would like to now pivot and talk about how our desires can change. When we interact with other people, as I said, I interact with another person, they could accidentally bump my arm. I interact with another person, they can make me feel really excited about something, whatever the case may be. Now, when I interact with someone, I might also gain new perspectives about myself. Same thing for you. And that's definitely happened for me. A lot of different people in my life have made me certainly go, this is interesting. I want to think about myself a little bit differently. Or why does that person see this thing in me that I hadn't seen in me? You might have experienced that. I certainly have. So when we are in this state, like going back to the makeup and the choice to change, my desire to do makeup for myself has evolved. I think it was 2016 in the spring, I did a 30-day creativity makeup challenge where each day I would do a different look and share it. And it was very fun. I don't believe makeup is necessary. I wear it far less than I wear it. And even when I do wear it, I don't do a full face like this, like I said, in over a year. So my tastes have changed. The desire for what I want for myself have changed. The more I look at this, though, like if I don't look in the camera and I look at myself, it doesn't look bad on camera. But looking in a mirror in person, it's not how I would go out every day because it's heavier. It looks caked on. I don't want to spend as much time doing the makeup face, the look here today as I would day to day. Typically, if I put something on, it's more like a no makeup look. I don't do my eyes anymore aside from like maybe some eyeliner and mascara. I might wear a bolder lip, but usually it's more of a neutral. And I like that. That's enough. Does that mean that that's the way it's going to stay? Obviously not, because I got to that place from this place. So things are constantly shifting. Things are constantly evolving. I want you to think about in your own life where you may have currently been presented with an opportunity for change, or you've realized you have changed in something that you wanted, something that you did, and there's no like judgment about it. Maybe there is. Definitely drop in the comments if you're in a place where you're kind of judging some changes. Maybe it's in your business where you really want to make some changes. You know things aren't right. And maybe it's like, I've been working with clients in whatever capacity, and you decide this is not fun anymore. I hate this. I can't stand it. I want to burn it all to the ground. I want to blow it up. I want to, just get rid of everything. That's okay. It's okay to make these changes. A large part of us is meant to change. The idea that we have to stay stagnant at some time in our lives or something is purely like an ego trip, if we're going to be honest. Like, it's the ego wanting things to be the same because same equals safe in its mind. And that's stupid, but it's not stupid to it. So I know that each of us has moments where we don't want things to change, and moments where we do, and moments where we choose to, and moments where it's thrust upon us. And ultimately, I'm asking you and challenging myself continuously to look at things as opportunities, change being one of them. How can I look at this through a growth mindset? And that's what embracing change is all about. If we embrace it, whether it's our choice or someone else's choice for us, whether it's an accident or intentional, whatever it is, we look for the benefits. We look for the opportunities. We don't resist it, because what resists persists. That's a spiritual law, spiritual truth all day, every day. So I can tell you in my own life, some things that have been embraced and changing aside from the full face of makeup. I got really hell-bent probably 2 years ago, on making changes in my business, but I went about it in the wrong way. I thought I was embracing the change, and I wasn't. I ended up working with someone who supported that, but didn't know how to facilitate that for me. And so instead, I got myself stuck in this kind of like loop where my business was not getting to evolve. I was growing a lot. I was expanding a lot. I was changing a lot of things. And on the surface, it might have looked like it was evolving because it was in many ways. But in my heart, the evolution that I wanted wasn't there. So about a year ago, a little bit more than a year ago, I just leaned back. The more I lean back, I can see the rest of my skin. Obviously, my head is not the same color as my neck or my arms because this makeup is from over a year ago when I got outside way more and was sociable and got more sun. So anyway, I digress. So what was I talking about? You're probably laughing at me like, okay, get back on with the show. Get on with the horse. I remember now. So about a year ago, I leaned way back. I said, I am done with everything. I'm done with the way I've been doing it. I don't know what's coming next, but I'm embracing the desire for change, and I'm not going to try and force anything, which is my final message today is sometimes with change, there's a quick change. If I go back to theater, we can think about it like a costume. You can go behind the stage and there's people there and ready and willing to help you into your next costume with a short turnaround because you have to get back out there in a completely different look. And sometimes the change is longer where you have to just wait until things come into your awareness, things come into your world for you to make new choices from, for you to get excited about. So embracing it means a lot of different things. Drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you've embraced change in your life. It doesn't have to be anything big. It doesn't have to be anything small, but what changes have you embraced and how has that embracing attitude made things all the better? I'll see you guys soon. Mwah.